Hello and welcome back, I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to be taking a look at 5 attacking midfielders Manchester United should sign with Coral. Make sure to subscribe if you are new, turn the notification bell on and like that goddamn video. Anyway, let's get this party started. So we're going to take a look at a range of central and attacking midfielders that could come in and add a little bit of creativity or goal scoring to Manchester United's squad. But without further ado, let's talk about the first guy on the list, Sergi Milinkovic-savic. The Serbian midfielder has fallen out of the spotlight a little after a stellar 2017-18 campaign with Lazio, where he's directly involved in 15 goals in Serie A, mainly from central midfield. But that's not to say that he's not a top footballer anymore. His direct shot contributions per game last season were largely the same. The Serb directly contributed to 4.1 shots per game in his breakout season, whilst contributing to 4 shots per game in the 2018-19 season. He operates at his best as a deep line target man for Lazio, starting deep in midfield, keeping possession before moving into decent positions, using his game intelligence, especially in that inside left channel, to pick the right moments where his teammates can either find him with the ball into his feet, into his chest, or onto his head. From here, Milinkovic-savic can either flick the ball on, bring the attackers into play, or bring the ball down and play with his feet. Milinkovic-savic is an excellent player with the ball at his feet, not just a big physical target man. He's got the ability not only to dribble past his man, but the composure to slip a through ball forward or have a crack from range. In the 2017-18 Serie A season, only Paulo Dybala scored more goals from outside the box than Milinkovic-savic, and last season he scored the same number from outside the box as Pjanic. His game against Genoa really highlighted how complete his game has become, with a goal and assist. His assist for Salcedo showcased his guile. Strakosha picked out the left wing-back with a long pass, who laid it inside to the Serbian centre-mid. He then waited for a run and slipped Salcedo through with a wonderful pass, who rounded the keeper and finished. Whilst his goal showed his ability to arrive late to finish off moves, Milinkovic-savic won the ball back after a Lazio attack. He played forward to Angel Correa, who drove at his man and his shot was blocked. Immobile recovered the ball, teed up Milinkovic-savic, who calmly side-footed the ball into the back of the net, something he's done time and time again for Lazio. As a whole, the Serbian midfielder would force the opponents to be more aggressive when they face United, not being allowed to sit back in a deep block or risk him getting those shots away. While he's a player that's not going to add 20 plus goals in a season, his overall midfield performance would add real solidity that Manchester United could use to take back control of games. However, he still pops up with super important goals like he's done for Lazio. Most notably, he scored the winner in last season's Coppa Italia final. Although I'd like to see him in an all-action double pivot with Scott McTominay or even a 3-man midfield, Milinkovic-savic could comfortably operate as Manchester United's number 10. He's got an impressive career aerial dual win rate of 59%. His size and physicality would give United a target to play to, with the technical ability of a traditional number 10. The combination would allow United to make use of a plan B without sacrificing technical ability or compromising the team's shape. The next player United should look at is Aston Villa's John McGinn. The Scottish international is a fantastic footballer, and he's comfortably made the transition from Championship to Premier League. McGinn was the first player in the Premier League this season to complete 10 or more tackles, dribbles, key passes and shots. He's a properly impressive midfielder, adding aggression and control into midfield before driving the team forward. But what's really impressive about the Scot is his off-the-ball movement. McGinn seems to have those perfectly timed late runs into the box, almost Lampard-esque, where McGinn will start deep and then get involved in a move before the play progresses, and then McGinn will arrive unmarked in the box to finish. Take his goal versus Arsenal. Villa have possession with McGinn. He plays a 1-2 with Trezeguet before switching the play out to Taylor. Play progresses as El Ghazi works a crossing position. Up until this point, McGinn has been watched by Guendouzi. But as El Ghazi shapes the cross, Guendouzi holds his position as McGinn continues his run to finish the chance. McGinn would be a fantastic addition to Manchester United's midfield. In the 4-2-3-1, McTominay and McGinn would be a muck-troubling double pivot to play against. They're both aggressive but intelligent tacklers and understand when to go and when to sit. McGinn would also open the question for a switch to a 4-3-3, allowing him to make those deep runs from midfield that he's done so many times at Aston Villa. In the Championship last season, he was directly involved in 16 goals in 43 appearances. This season in the Premier League, he's been directly involved in 4 goals in 8 games. Jack Grealish has always been the player singled out for Aston Villa, but John McGinn is the guy that Manchester United should sign from the Midlands. The third guy on this list is one everyone knows from the summer transfer window, Bruno Fernandes. United should have probably signed the sporting number 8 in the summer, but now they should definitely get him as soon as possible. Last season he set the record for most goals from central midfield in a single campaign with 31. And if that wasn't ridiculous enough, in 53 appearances in all competitions, the Portuguese international was directly involved in 50 goals. Nobody bought him in the summer. Instead of seeing him throw a paddy and start slowly, unbelievably his direct goal involvements per game have actually gone up. In 8 appearances in the League NOS and the Europa League, Fernandes has scored 6 goals and registered 5 assists, a rate of 1.38 direct goal involvements per game. Last season we did a lot of analysis on Bruno Fernandes, and if you want to check that out, they'll be linked above. But in short, for Sporting, Fernandes operates at his best in a 4-3-3 as a free 8, where he's given the freedom to join the attack from a central midfield position, where he can make the most of early crosses into the box or his long-range shooting. The intriguing part of Fernandes this season is that he improved his creative numbers per game when compared to last year. Last season he was directly contributed to 6.8 shots per game. This season it's 6.7. But his spread has become a little bit more creative. Of those 6.8 shot contributions last season, it was shot-led, 3.6 shots per game and 3.2 key passes, whereas this season is 3.2 shots per game and 3.5 key passes. A lot of numbers there, but Bruno more creative. For Manchester United, Fernandes would really boost the creative numbers from midfield without sacrificing the steal as well. Despite adding the same number of direct shot involvements per game this season as Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes averages 3 tackles per game, which is more than any City midfielder except Rodrigo. Fernandes has also shown his flexibility this season, playing as a number 8 or a number 10, which would be perfect for United. Fernandes could start in a 4-3-3 as a number 8, but it could give tactical flexibility to comfortably switch to a 4-2-3-1, a 4-4-2 diamond, or a 4-4-2, or even a 4-2-2 hybrid like he plays for Portugal. And this ability to change on the fly whilst maintaining those ridiculous attacking stats would only be a positive for Manchester United. The next attacking midfielder United should sign is want-away Spurs star Christian Eriksen. The Danish playmaker has been one of the most consistent creators in the Premier League over the last 4 full seasons. Before he's eyed a move to Real Madrid, from 2014-15 season to the 2018-19 one, no player registered more Premier League assists than Eriksen, and he was the playmaker also first since David Beckham to register 10 or more assists in 4 consecutive seasons. At Spurs, he operated in a variety of systems, but has played at his best in a 4-2-3-1 either as a number 10 or on the right. This flexibility again would be useful for United. In the 4-2-3-1, Eriksen could operate in either role, starting and creating from the number 10 area or playing from the right. Playing from the right could afford a second striker in at number 10, which would add an extra goal threat, whilst Eriksen could drift in to the vacated space the number 10 has moved out of. Eriksen showed he wanted to leave Spurs last summer, but made it fairly clear that he only wants to leave for Real Madrid. Whether this still is the case remains to be seen, but his contract expires next summer, so could be available on the cheap for a player of Eriksen's quality. But rather than signing a ready-made player on massive wages that would rather move to another club, United should sign the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League. And yes, that's James Madison. Last season, Madison created 100 chances in the Premier League, more than any other player, but he's still got a little bit of work to do from open play. Of those 100 chances he created last season, 48 of them came from set pieces, but this is not a bad thing. United haven't scored from an indirect free kick or corner since February 27th, 2019, which is pretty incredible considering 3 of their best players stand over 6'3" tall in Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba. James Madison's wicked delivery from set pieces would add extra threat to United's attack that has been missing for some time. On top of that, creating the most chances in the Premier League season in your debut campaign at 21 is not to be underestimated, regardless of where the chances come from. Much has been made of high-quality young talent, but unless they're generational talents like Kylian Mbappe, their performances will likely be a little bit inconsistent as they continue to work on their game. Signing James Madison for Manchester United to play at number 10 would be great business for the future. Whilst he's still quite raw, he's got the talent to become one of the leading attacking midfielders in the world of football. As well as creativity, Madison is adding better shot positions and by extension goals to his game. Last season, Madison averaged 2.3 shots per game, with 1.6 of them coming from outside the box, whereas this season he's averaging 3 shots per game, but still 1.6 coming from outside the box. This means that Madison is adding double the shots from inside the area this season, which is the difference between pure creators like Mesut Ozil and attacking midfielders, maybe like a Frank Lampard back in the day. I think Madison is is on his way to becoming a complete attacking midfielder. But the icing on the cake is that Madison is clearly a Manchester United fan, which means he'd be given the extra 10% to fight for the badge, which is the difference between winning and losing. Anyway guys, what do you think? Which midfielder should Manchester United sign? Get into the poll and let me know in the comments below. I've been Statman Dave, see you later. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel.